sorry about our tardiness, but we're gonna call the Little Cal River Basin regular meeting Wednesday, August 19th to order, and we'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Lambert, can you have a roll call? Here. Here.
Steve Rodman. Absent. Dave Castellanos.
Here.
Ron Ware.
Here.
Jenny Horsburn. Here. Robert Oakley. Absent. Bettsville. Here. Levon Whitaker.
Present.
All right. Next item on the agenda, statements to the board from the floor. Anybody would like to, actually, we're gonna interject, Mr. Whitaker.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, thank you. I can make a motion to modify the agenda to add resolution 2026-17 and interlocal cooperation agreement between the city of Hammond and the Calumet River Basin Development Commission regarding transfer of certain real property within the Little Calumet River corridor, and also make a motion to add emergency wood vegetation removal within the watershed.
All right. Sorry, Paul. Have a motion and a second. Second. A second by Mr. Castellanos. Roll call vote, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Schlitzky.
Yes.
Tom Bezdecki.
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware.
Yes.
Bettsville. Yes. Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
All right, motion's approved. Those were be items 9A and 9B. 9A being the interlocal and 9B is going to be vegetation. Next item is statements to the board from the floor. Would anybody like to address the commission from the floor? One. All right. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the July 15th, 2026 meeting. What is the pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 15th, 2026 meeting.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
I have a second. Mrs. Lambert. Yes.
Tom Bezdecki.
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware.
Yes.
Jenny Horsburn.
Yes.
Kate Vesco.
Yes.
Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
All right, next up is the chairman's report. Obviously, we've had a lot of storm activity in the last few weeks. And I'm gonna leave the updates to the executive director as to what's going on in the field and how we're addressed some of these items and where we're at as the commission. And the next up is the executive director's report, Mr. Repay.
Hi, good evening. Kennedy Avenue Bridge currently is on a delay since we need NIPSCO and Comcast to still make some changes as far as their design of their towers. So they have to pull off that work to address what occurred last Tuesday. The US 41 pump station and culvert work is beginning because Grimmer does have some workers available, and that has already started as far as the pump station on US 41, and then they're going to work in the parking lot of the old SSCBA. So that's to improve the gate so there's no backflow going into that pond. The Hobart Dam design was scheduled to have a barge on Lake George. And unfortunately, there's too much water and the dangerous situation on Lake George. They canceled that. They moved it another week back so they could do it in a safe environment. Seems weird all this water's impacting all these projects. My brother-in-law evidently isn't watching the meetings as he's calling me. Now he's got me all flustered. In that interchange, because of all the water that's going on, We were supposed to do investigation on the 19th. They moved that to the 24th. There may be a possibility because of the continuing problems with this, what's going on. It may go to the Tuesday after Labor Day now. Just because they can't get traffic management on 94 with everything that INDOT's got to do. Remember all those traffic signals that are out that we're all frustrated stopping at, they're responsible for the traffic signals. Rock Riffle project is complete except for a couple punch items, so that wasn't impacted by the water. So Lake Station's very happy. The bike trail is there and we just have to add security cameras. Going on to the large event that occurred while Jodi and I were in the fourth floor here when it came through and on the phone with Nicole. It was most interesting. The impact on us where all of our pump stations went down. We started the backup generator for Bird North on Friday. So that's running. Power has been restored to both Bird North and Bird South as of, I believe it was yesterday. Grant, East and West are still out. Marshalltown's still out. Broadway and Ironwood don't really impact us very much for that. We have a lot of debris, a lot of trees down on the levee, just in the levee, on the levee. So once we can get the proper contractors, right now they're all helping the cities and municipalities. We've been slowly picking them out as we got them. We've done work on Georgia. We've done work at Kennedy. We've done work at Northcott. We now have to move into Hart Ditch, and hopefully when the water goes down, we'll be able to get into Hart Ditch here a little bit more. So other than that, you can ask a bunch of questions. We've been going pretty steady. We've been working with different municipalities, making sure they got everything they need, whatever we can provide them, whether it's land or whether it's some connection. One had a fuel issue. We were able to secure fuel for them. We didn't pay for it. We just got them the right contact. So diesel, as everyone, well, diesel was a problem. Gas alone was a big problem for this entire region. So still without power. Anyone else with me? No. Oh, all right. Wait, two. Levon, you're out. Ron's out. Oh. We'll stick together then.
Campfire.
Campfire, we got enough wood for it. But another thing that we learned from this is we upgraded our internet as well because we were up and ready because we have a generator there, but the internet for some reason went down. So we now have gone to satellite internet. And so now that will be available. We did offer this space to the county, to the governor's office and to NIPSCO because 95% of the county was out. We were probably a very small percentage to meet here. Indianapolis, the governor's office decided to stay mainly in Indianapolis. They have a small place in Porter County. NIPSCO stayed in South Lake Mall and they created their own camp. But that was offered. But other than that, we were just asked to do certain things, clear certain things, and that's what we have done. So later on, we are going to address possibility of helping debris removal with some of these communities because if you haven't been around the area, it's massive. And some of these communities are really in need of help. So with that, I mean, Hart Ditch project stabilization projects on hold. Our stabilization project that is dealing off of Grant Street is on hold just because the water level is too high. So I hopefully we can catch a couple of weeks where it's a little bit drier. You're the boss. I thought you were raising your hand. I said,
No,
you're the boss. I don't have to answer.
You can see the communities are they're overwhelmed with what's going on.
Yeah.
And they've been
We
helping
need
each
to
other.
support them as whatever we can help.
And I will tell you, kudos to all the contractors, local contractors out there. I'm gonna miss some. Grimmer, Dyer, Gary up, all of them, I mean, have just been lending operators and trucks just to haul some of this stuff out. And I'm certain they're getting paid, but they don't necessarily have to pull off the jobs. But they did because they know that's what, all these people live here. And everyone was impacted. I don't think there's many people that weren't impacted some way, some form or fashion.
It's gonna take a while for a lot of people to come online, fortunately. But
Yep.
whatever we can do to help assist a little bit. It's gonna be a great home.
I may still be married after all this. I'm not sure. It's up for debate.
Anybody got questions for Dan? Anybody else?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dan, driving around today on 8094, one of the signs that's on our property, the lease that you already know about, there's a lot of equipment up on the levee. Will they be responsible for fixing anything that they do with the levee, the buildup of around each side of the top of it?
We're at
Between Grant and Broadway.
so Grant and Broadway, that's a good question and point. Tom sent a picture around, I know he sent it to me, but the wind was so strong that it flipped the billboard that Lamar had on our property. And so they called us to we had to allow them the permission to get the crane. Did you see the crane up there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sizable.
Today too.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to call us for permission to get up there because we had to make sure that it wouldn't necessarily impact the levee in a negative way.
Concrete
So
truck, concrete pumper there.
Yeah.
They're pouring a new foundation underneath it while they're holding it in place.
yeah,
It's what it looks like.
yeah.
A lot
Well, I
of
don't know
work, a lot of
exactly what
work.
they called in for the crane to us is to make sure the weight wasn't negatively impacting. I thanked them for that. We called the Corps, made sure that it was good, and just made sure that they stayed on the path and not, if they start going off, then that's when we would have probably some difficulty. But yeah, that's a good story of what happened.
So it wasn't just the head that spun, it was the whole.
The tower was leaning. I saw it a
Yeah.
few days before. The tower itself was leaning a little bit. So they were holding it upright while looks like they're pouring grout, probably some quick setting grout underneath it. I'll bet.
It's pretty crazy. Anybody else?
And one question,
Sure, go ahead.
hey, Dan, I received the email regarding the blockage on the Colfax and Burr. And I want to find out, has that been addressed?
Yeah, the styrofoam, I think Levon initially put it out there. The styrofoam is really thin. It's not blocking anything. We went out there, the railroad trestle by Burr has got some blockage, but the current is too strong, and we try to call the railroad, but ultimately we're gonna have to go out there with the floating machine. I will tell you, the floating machine's already in use elsewhere.
Okay.
So it's not stopping water. We still see the gauges all go down, so that's not impactful, but we did go do Georgia. We've checked Martin Luther King. Actually, by Martin Luther King, the trains had to stop because the trees were over the top of the rail lines in that area. So we're gonna address all the blockages.
Right.
You will hear me talk about blockages from now until probably November, because we got pictures, at heart. We got that to deal with once it slows down a touch.
Right, and trees,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She didn't see me for much for the past couple of days. So I've been driving around. We've been making sure the water, because on top of just that one incident on the 11th, we've also had multiple cases of water coming in potentially. And, thankfully for us, not thankful for the folks down in Broad Ripple and Noblesville, but they got a lot of the water. And so if that would have come on top of that, there would have been issues that we would have to deal with. But it got up there, it got high, but it never got to the point. We closed down, just so everyone knows, we closed down Northcott.
Yeah.
Simply because Munster doesn't have the amount of personnel that Hammond has. So we closed it down during the day, so it's safer. And they could put it up in a safe environment. If it was needed, it was needed. If it wasn't, it's still fine. So it's still sitting there now. When things slow down in Munster a touch, we'll bring it back into the shed. But that was done just simply based off of forecast and safety, and not calling them out at 3:00 in the morning.
on another note, I want to say that that's probably good news for residents of Black Oak to hear that. That's very important. I also want to compliment you on a good job that you're doing out there too, Dan. I hear from some of the council people that you're out there.
Well, then they must sneak up on me then, because I don't see them, but that's all right. I got my Frank Drebin yellow light out there running around.
Okay, I saw that.
You watch, man. You know how many times I get made fun of when I drive? I said, what am I supposed to do? I just drive around. It's like police squad out there. I will tell you, if you have a yellow or orange shirt and some sort of light, you could probably do much anything out there. But people don't even know. They're like, yeah, I'm sure it's someone. Just let them go.
Flashes up.
We're gonna avoid trying to get shot.
Some little
Mr. Chairman, I have
cow
another
with
question.
Go ahead.
But since we redid the trash rack in Griffith, this is like the first big high
Yeah.
water event with a lot of debris. How's it working?
Perfectly fine.
Good.
Actually, we were supposed to inspect it. Gosh, what? It was it a couple weeks ago? We were supposed to inspect it and we got a large rain that we had to, because beforehand we have to block it off with visqueen, pump it all out, and that's so it's safe for people to get in there. We were on the day of the inspection, large rain, we couldn't hold the water anymore because it was starting to back up onto the streets. So it was decided to dump the visqueen and flush it, but we're gonna have to do it again. But it seems to be working. There's 3 trash rack, 2 areas don't have the trash rack. But 3 are just fine and it's been working and Griffith has been pleased with what we've had, so.
I got a similar question. I know we didn't fund Lake Station, but do you know, since they did their upgrade with the project for their
sewer
water
one?
storage? Yeah, you know how that turned out with the water,
I
with the
don't.
big rain event?
Fortunately, I mean, I go to Lake Station a lot. I mean, I haven't seen any major flooding, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they've solved it. Maybe they did the phase 1 by themselves. But no, I mean, we haven't had any flooding thing. The only reason we closed and this was one of the perfect events where I always say human intervention, why we don't want to have human intervention is because what was happening quickly Tuesday night into Wednesday into Thursday was we had no more resources. I mean, Public Works was completely exhausted and working their tails off. Some of them are firemen too. The contractors, except for 2 of them, that's not that they left me, but I called them and said, hang tight with us. But we didn't have much of an army out there, so we were thankful for that. But then again, we raised a couple bridges along the way, so things were good. We did worry about Kennedy Avenue just because we had dug out the area before the approach to the bridge, and then Bay, who was here earlier, we called them and they built us little mounds full of the material that they had on site. So it never made it to there, but it's always a little bit safer to be that way. And the quarry is only like 74% full, so. There's locusts coming next week, but other than that, we're good.
Yeah. How about it?
Yeah, it's feeling like it.
Anybody else? All right. Next item on the agenda, the finance report, the approval of claims for July of 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve claims for July 2026 in the amount of $1,391,710.04.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Reeves.
For August, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, August.
Would you like to amend that motion?
Yes.
And
Go through the whole amendment.
no, just, do we need to go through the whole amendment? This should be August, claims for August.
No.
No. Our umpire says we're okay. Mr. Repay.
Yeah, I'll go through some of the bigger ones, and that is $737,421.65. That is pay application number 3 for the Kennedy Avenue Bridge for Dunnet Bay. That's for material that has been delivered and is on site. You saw the cover letter from Structure Point, who is our point person. And he's probably normally here, but not today, probably maybe dealing with his something. So in that same vein, they have a claim on here for their observation for $79,743.20. Northern Indiana Mechanical, that's the final payment for the sandbar remediation for the part that is west of Kennedy Avenue. So that's all of the sandbar west of Kennedy has now been removed. We have to then wait till the bank stabilization work and the ramp that's being put in hopefully later this this summer, depending on rain, so that we can have a ramp to go down and take care of the sandbar on the east side of Kennedy Avenue. Just so that you have an idea. But if you have a particular one, I could try to pick it out. Nothing really stands out. I'm looking quickly. I mean, Northern Indiana Mechanical for us has been our go-to as far as currently right now. They are the operators that have been taking out blockages in Gary, Hammond, Dyer, And we may be doing some stuff on Schoon Ditch, but also, you know, they're gonna have to do work on Harts Ditch. They have a long extension, for the excavator. So if you know someone that has an excavator with, you know, the longer extension, we'd be happy to, employ them to do work. Between that and people that cut trees, I'm telling you, we probably have no less than 50 trees down on the levee from I-65 to that. And that's not even including the trees that are in the levee. This is just ones that have fallen and collapsed on the levee. So I mean, eventually we're gonna have to get rid of them because we're ready soon for another mowing because of all the rain and the sun, and so definitely keeping things exciting.
Well,
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
yeah, go ahead.
The mowing that you referenced, the 29,000 and change.
Yep.
And how big of an area was that mowed?
29,000, help me, oh, CNH. And I got it. That area is for the entire levee. That's for basically I-65 to Northcott-ish, sort of skip Northcott and then move on to Columbia. The reason why you skip Northcott is because Hammond mows it and Munster mows it on their side. So really, you don't need to bring in the heavy equipment artillery on both sides. They mow it for them because they like it cut shorter than us.
And that's the one that we generally, there's 5 to 6 mowings a year.
Yeah, yep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, this is the third cycle. There's probably gonna be 6, probably, I would guess.
Growing like crazy.
It's growing.
Anybody else? Questions? All right, we had a motion and a second. Yes.
Tom Pezdicki,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Rod Ware,
Yes.
Jenny Workman. Yes. Katie Fesco. Yes. Alon Whitaker. Yes.
All right. Moving on, new business, 9A was added to the agenda.
Motion to add or motion to approve resolution 2026-17 and the interlocal cooperation agreement between the city of Hammond and the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission regarding the transfer of certain real properties within the Little Calumet River corridor.
All right, we got a motion. Do we have a second to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Repay or Ms. What, Bennett? Either one.
You wanna start, Nicole? I'm trying to find the technology aspect of things.
This was a proposal that you had approved last month to acquire from the city of Hammond parcels located on the south side of the river, just south of Cabela's and west of Indianapolis Boulevard. One parcel is actually in the town of Highland, the other is in the town of Munster, but they are owned by the city of Hammond, if you recall. That Hammond had acquired at the point of the Cabela's acquisition. The offer that you had approved previously was to attempt to acquire these properties, some on each lot, is $5,000 each for a total of $10,000. And this would be from the city of Hammond Public Works. Their intention is to use the funds for park improvements. But this is property within the floodplain there that cannot be built upon, but it is obviously affects the access for the Little Cal to the river, for not only additional storage, but also just to access the levee for any work.
I finally got my computer to work.
No, I see it up on the screen.
So just so everyone, if everyone wants to see it, if you haven't, give you an idea, this is the Walmart there on the north side. The river runs here, that's Harts Ditch, and then it splits to go both ways. This parcel here is the parcel that Nicole alluded to that is in Munster. It's the west side of the I guess the branching off of Harts Ditch, and then this is the east one. That's the one that's owned by Highland. And that abuts the north side of Wicker Park Golf Course. Both parcels, as Nicole mentioned, are inside the river, not usable by anyone, and really it's given to the city as a part of the Cabela's transaction. Back in 2005.
And I think internally, we wanna, something is that close to, the actual levy, we wanna know.
It's inside the river, so we're.
Yeah, we want all this. Any questions, folks? All right, I have a motion and a second. Ms. Lambert?
Pat Placzynski,
Yes.
Pat Stecki,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos,
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Jenny Forsberg,
Yes.
Katie Besco,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
All right. Next item up for business is the 9B that we added to the agenda. Emergency wood vegetation removal and within the watershed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to authorize Executive Director to enter into an agreement for emergency wood vegetation removal and processing throughout the watershed in an amount not to exceed $4 million.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Repay.
Yeah, so when this came through, the system came through, we were asked by a lot of municipalities as far as how we could help them, if we could help them. A lot of municipalities are struggling financially, and since the folks that pay into the fees are in the watershed, this is what our ability to help them back. Now, the upside, but $4 million is a lot of money and not to be lost on anyone here. The fact that we will get reimbursed 75% of that as a part of FEMA, since we were declared a national emergency disaster area. There's also some possible talk where the state could then supplement the remaining 25%. So it's really just an opportunity for some communities that are going to struggle a little bit to get some of this vegetation off of the streets. I mean, there are some roads that are almost still impassable now a week later, or down to one lane. And so this isn't anything new. These companies go to these areas and do it. County has entered into agreement earlier this morning with a company. Highland and Hammond have entered into an agreement. Hobart has entered an agreement. And we're going to try to make sure we get help as many communities as possible with this. And then we'll just wait for the reimbursement.
So we're not physically cutting trees, we're
No.
just helping them dispose of the
No, what-
vegetation by
yeah.
chipping it.
What happens is the communities get it to a site, their public works facility, or, you know, I mentioned some before, Wicker Park has been taken over as a site. Gleason North Golf Course has been taken over, the site that we rent out for the composting. We have now told Lake County Solid Waste, you can't compost yet. We gotta use this as site. You just need a place to take it that's stable, that can support these types of vehicles. So we're not going out in the field. What we're doing is paying this company to go to these sites. And I mean, it's not just your standard chipper. It's gonna be a commercial grade chipping operation. Then they'll leave it only with chips. And then it's the responsibility of the community then to deal with those chips. We're not going out in the field. I'm not cutting down trees. You're not cutting down trees. All we're doing is taking this piece of machinery,
Turning it to mulch.
bring it to mulch. They will work 9 to 10 hours a day. They'll work 7 days a week. And we are gonna have a schedule of municipalities. Some that have already expressed interest, Dyer, Griffith, Munster, I'm sure I'm missing some, Lake Station, Prom Point. And there's still some that we know that aren't under contract. Like, for instance, I said, the county's already under contract. Highland and Hammond have already gone into contract, also with St. John. It's not a joint contract, but they're under the same company that is doing it, so. I think it's for them, it's a cash flow problem. For us, it's just a matter of we will hold off the money that we won't get for what we have been told 180 days. I know there's a bet on the over, and that's understandable. But I don't want to bet against you, but
No, they will run out of places to put all this debris. If
these
it's not-
folks in the watershed have paid into here, where this is our opportunity to help them. I think at the end of the day, this is, they would rather have this than maybe anything else, and besides power.
Understand. Power. All right, any other questions, folks? All right, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Lambert?
Tom Brzezinski,
Yes.
Tom Bezdicky,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos,
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Jenny Horsberg,
Yes.
Katie Fesco,
Yes.
Lon Whitaker.
Yes.
Thanks. Right along. The next date for our September meeting will be, help me out, Ms. Lambert,
16th, September 16th.
September 16th. So set your calendars up for that. There being no other business, motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, 1 second. Yes, I'd like to make a statement. I work with about 5 or 6 community groups. And I like to commend Dan and our organization because some of the reports I've been getting is that considering the devastation we've run through Northwest Indiana, that they've been going over to the spring and getting their water for their community, for their families. And so it's been a good thing, and I'm glad we got that particular project going. I just want to make that statement for us. Thank you.
Is that? All right, motion adjourned.
So move.
So moved. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.